Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe as the final gift in this amazing anniversary year, and was certainly a surprise in the most recent Nintendo Direct. As a fan, you're obviously not complaining to get like 3 games in a year, right? But if you take a look at this from a more objective view, then you certainly may get the impression that this game is a little too much, right? Hello everyone, and welcome to this discussion video where we are just simply going to talk a little about the idea that Return to Dreamland Deluxe may be a soulless cash grab. Is it too much? Is it just in generally too much Kirby? And let's just compare with what Nintendo usually is doing with their remakes. If this remake is like lazy one, a lazy port, remaster, remake, all these discussions, so let's see. First of all, we have to talk about the title itself. I feel like the title wasn't like the most clever one, like Return to Dreamland Deluxe, because the Deluxe branding has like a certain stigma stick to it. If you take a look at what Nintendo usually is doing with their Deluxe titles, it's like in most cases it's their Wii U ports, right? They're porting the Wii U games from the Wii U to the Switch, and in most cases it's like the bare minimum. Let's for example take a look at Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, right? There's like the new funky mode and to be honest, I don't even know what else there is to this port. And yeah, you may say like the Wii U games, like many people didn't have a Wii U, and it's like for the Switch people, it's a new chance to play these games, but they're still not a fresh release. And the thing is, for example, Zelda Skyward Sword, the Zelda ports, they are like HD, right? They're HD, they're not like claimed to be deluxe versions, even though in these titles like Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD and Skyward Sword HD, there's also not too much effort put into them. Yes, Wind Waker HD got like a clearly visual upgrade, but Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, they look like, if you're like extra mean, you could say they're glorified bare bones emulation ports. Even though I'm a fan of Skyward Sword HD, there are like many quality of life improvements, but you could say they're glorified emulation ports for full price, right? And this brings us basically to the next topic, the price. Return to Dreamland Deluxe is a full price game. It's not going to be like a digital eShop release like Dream Buffet, for example. It's going to be a full price release. Yeah, many people are not ready to pay this price, especially because this is like a 10-year-old Wii game. The thing is, it's hard to see this from my perspective, because obviously I will play this game countless of hours for the channel, just privately, so I will get my money basically back, like from enjoyment alone. But the thing is, many people probably there might be many people who have never played this game, but there are many people certainly who played Star Allies instead, and maybe like their impressions of 2D Kirby are like mudded from Star Allies, right? Like very short, very easy, and maybe these people are scared that the same might happen this time again. But even though I'm a Kirby fanboy, let me at least try to take away maybe like your anxiety from this port, because Return to Dreamland is one of the most beefy Kirby games, I would say. It's not like at all like Star Allies in terms of length. It has like a nice amount of worlds, nice amount of stuff happening in there. The levels are not too short. The difficulty is, for a Kirby game, absolutely alright. And there's even like, without spoiling too much, there's even like a post-game mode, which is admittedly very samey to the normal adventure, but it gives you a nice challenge, let me say. And if you play this mode and the extra mode after beating the game, you can certainly get like a nice, 10, well, it depends, 10 to 15 hours game probably, which still may be too not so much for a full price game. But yeah, this is just a thing in general. Nintendo is deciding the price basically. As we all know, Nintendo is like the publisher of the Kirby games, so it's not like the developers are deciding in which manner the game is going to release. And maybe they were just like, they want to remake Return to Dreamland Deluxe, and this was a home console game, so Nintendo obviously want to like get the full money out of it. So as I'm seeing it, it's like you could blame the corporate aspect of this yeah, let me say, decision. But you cannot really blame the people behind the Kirby franchise. It's not like they're certainly seeing the money, but it's not like they're like solely seeing the money, let me say. And just in general, like this whole discussion, is Return to Dreamland Deluxe even a remake? Is it a remaster? What is it actually? Yeah, it probably depends, because like the definitions in today's days are basically like, everyone has a different definition. What a remake is like, when is a game a remake, right? Has it to be like Final Fantasy VII remake, like fully reimagining? Is it like Ocarina of Time 3D maybe, just upgrading the visuals very substantially? And I would say Return to Dreamland certainly is a remake. You could be like Nintendo said it's a remake, but it's obviously Nintendo saying what they want, so you cannot really put trust in them. But I would say it's certainly a remake, because, yeah, let's maybe quickly go over the updates, right? Like, most obviously the visuals, they are like completely redone. I would say it wasn't probably too, I don't know, I'm not a developer, so maybe I'm completely wrong, but I would say it wasn't probably too hard to do these visuals. But still, they are completely redone. Like, if they would do the Soulless easy way, they could have just used Star Allies visuals, right? Star Allies visuals are very great looking, but they just could have reused these visuals. No one would have complained, because Star Allies is a very nice looking game. But no, they did go the extra step to give Return to Dreamland Deluxe like a unique identity, let me say. And this is just a thing you have to keep in mind, like, for example, the new Super Mario Bros. Series, right? If you take a look at them, I feel like one key problem with them is that they all just visually look the same. Obviously, they're like upgrading from Wii to Wii U, but just the visual style is the same. And Return to Dreamland Deluxe will have a unique identity by having this style, which is very reminiscent of the cancelled Kirby games. So yeah, it's basically like, just as I said, like Ocarina of Time 3D, for example. It's like an upgraded visual style, which is very distinct from the original. Furthermore, we have like more mini-games, even a new copy ability, and still the unknown Margolor castle in the background, which it must be something. There's still something to this game, and if we assume there really is the Dream Collection stuff put into this game, this would really make this game a deluxe version of the original. It would be like the ultimate version of Return to Dreamland, basically. Also, if you take a look at other anniversaries, for example, let's compare them maybe for a moment. Just take a look at the Mario Anniversary, which just happened, what was it, last year or 2 years ago, where, yeah, Mario is like a flagship. It's the flagship series of Nintendo, right? And what do the Mario fans get? Well, they get like the Mario 3D World port, which is like nice. Bowser's Fury it's like one of the few examples where a Wii U port was probably done very nice, because you got like an whole extra adventure. What else? Yeah, the Mario 3D All-Stars collection, which I think we can all agree was a little questionable, like Mario 64 not having widescreen. You have to wait for the GameCube update for the Mario Sunshine. It was like the bare minimum. It was once again an emulation collection, basically the bare bones emulation connection, which already, like, Mario 64 is emulated like 10 years ago. Mario 64 was better emulated than this game, but we're not here to trash on the Mario. Let's trash on the Zelda instead, because the Zelda Anniversary just did get nothing, right? It was like the Game & Watch, or what was it, like the small gimmick thing, but they just did get nothing. Not even Wind Waker HD or Twilight Princess HD in a one special pack. And then you have to take a look at Kirby as an anniversary as a whole. We get like a fully blown major mainline, maybe even the biggest 3D title in the series. Well, not the biggest 3D title, but maybe the biggest title in the series up to this point. What else? We got like a very nice spin-off title, which is like, the price wasn't too much, it's just a nice to have with a concert. We get a re-release of the animation show, merchandise, and maybe there's still icons for the Nintendo Switch. There's still probably stuff I cannot even remember, but yeah, and like getting a fully blown remake on top of that, and even a remake of the more bigger Kirby games. I don't know, it's like, obviously it's an anniversary and they want to make money and like cram in as much as they can in this specific year, but it's also a sign of passion, I would say, because you want to make a very like obviously for Zelda or Mario they did not really care, but the Kirby developers, they really care because they stuck in so many stuff in this anniversary. It's unbelievable. It's probably one of the most carefully done anniversaries of all Nintendo series. Metroid, right? And this is just a thing in general, like Dream Collection 2. People were discussing about the Dream Collection 2, right? Like Return to Dreamland, Planet Robobot, Triple Deluxe, like in one package. And even though this would be more games, I feel like this would have been the more lazy path to take, basically, because in this case they wouldn't probably do like a visual overhaul of everything and just put an HD filter over everything, or like in the best case Star Allies visuals once again, but this would have been the easy way, just porting these 3 games on the Switch and we are done. But no, instead, like I said, visual overhaul, new mini games, new copyability, and maybe even more we have no idea of. So, before I'm going to repeat myself endlessly, is this game a soulless cash grab? Well, maybe like it's half the truth, right? Cash grab is always a cash grab. It's an anniversary year, they want to make money, they're releasing as many Kirby games as possible. Of course it's a cash grab, but is it soulless? I wouldn't say so. If you know the Kirby developers, they're one of the most passionate developers behind the series, probably. I mean, just take a look at Halo, for example, what is going on there right now with like promises just being thrown away, weird seasonal stuff which is like no one gets excited about, or like just other series which get neglected all the time. In Kirby's case, it's like a Dream Buffet, as I said, was the icing on the cake, but like, no, instead the cherry on top is a fully remake of one of the biggest Kirby games. It's, I don't know, for me, this doesn't really sound soulless to me, to be honest. Also, this is like the 3rd remake in the Kirby series, so it's not like it's not like with Pokemon, where like Kirby is getting remakes all the time. This is the 3rd remake in a series which features over 30 titles, so it's actually one of the rare moments, and we are lucky that it's one of the most beloved ones on top of that. But what do you think about all of this? Maybe you have a more objective view on this whole topic, and you can probably, like, from the perspective of a beginner in the series or someone who hasn't really something to do with Kirby, maybe you can give your ideas about this whole idea in the comments below. Yeah, we just have to wait and see. It's still half a year, it's still time to even show more features, so let's see. Maybe like the more time goes on, the more they are able to even convince the people who seem to be a little critical of this remake.